2017/L35 titulado Situación de la mujer palestina y asistencia en su apoyo, presentado por Cuba en nombre del Grupo de los 77 y China. Doy ahora la palabra al distinguido representante de Cuba para que presente el proyecto de resolución L35 en nombre del Grupo de los 77 y China.
Thank you, Madam President. On behalf of the Group of 77 on China, it is an honor to introduce draft resolution E/2023/L35 entitled Situation of and Assistance to Palestinian Women. This draft resolution is a technical update of resolution 2022/23 of ECOSOC last year. Draft Resolution L35 continues to address the obstacles and challenges faced by Palestinian women and girls, notably under occupation, and urges continued international support for them with the aim of ensuring respect for their rights and providing them with the necessary protection and assistance. This draft resolution reaffirms that the Israeli occupation remains a major obstacle for Palestinian women and girls with regards to the fulfillment of their rights and their advancement, and calls upon Israel, the occupying power, to immediately cease all measures contrary to international law, as well as discriminatory legislation, policies, and actions in the occupied Palestinian territory, including East Jerusalem, that violate the human rights of the Palestinian people. We look forward to the adoption of draft resolution L35 as it addresses the obstacles faced by Palestinian women, recognizes their rights, and identifies the means and support necessary to achieve their fulfillment in line with the UN's repeated commitments to advance women's rights worldwide and with international law. To conclude, on behalf of the Group of 77 and China, we invite all delegations to support Palestinian women and girls and the Palestinian people by voting in favor of draft resolution L35. In my national capacity, quisiera decir que
I'd like to say that it's very difficult to understand how a resolution presented on behalf of a group of countries made up of 134 countries can be considered a one-sided narrative. Thank you very much, Madam President. The Council will now take action on draft resolution E/2023/L35 entitled Situation of and Assistance to Palestinian Women as submitted by Cuba on behalf of G77 and China. I've been informed that the draft resolution has no program budget implications. I now give the floor to the Secretary.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. If any delegation not a member of the Group of 77 in China wishes to co-sponsor draft resolution L35, please signify by pressing your microphone button. There are no additional co-sponsors. Thank you.
Doy las gracias a la Secretaría.
I thank the Secretary. A recorded vote has been requested on draft resolution L35 entitled Situation of and Assistance to Palestinian Women. The Council will now proceed to a vote on draft resolution 35. Delegations are reminded that in accordance with Rule 62 of the Rules of Procedure of ECOSOC, the sponsor of a proposal is not permitted to speak in explanation of vote on the proposal. Does any delegation wish to make a general statement, or a member of the Council wish to make a statement in explanation of vote before the vote? I give the floor to Israel.
Thank you, Madam President. This draft resolution, like many others that claim to deal with aspects of Palestinian-Israeli relations, is unbalanced, politically motivated, and factually inaccurate. It has no place in this forum. In fact, it does nothing to help Palestinian women and girls assert their equal rights. By targeting Israel, it serves only to further postpone any self-reflection by the Palestinians. We welcome the gendered aspects examined in the report, as this provides us with a greater opportunity to discuss the unyielding patriarchal norms in Palestinian society. these oppressive customs are quaintly reduced to a single mention of, I quote, traditional gender norms. Israel is not responsible for these customs that lead to a wide range of gender disparity in employment and education or widespread forced childhood marriage. 1 in 7 girls is forced to marry by the age of 17. We had also wished to see discussion on the responsibility of the Palestinian culture in acceptance of gender-based violence. Again, there was none. Or an examination of the role of culture in women's inequality, in laws of marriage, divorce, and inheritance, and women's limited access to sexual and reproductive health and rights. Again, there was none. As much as the Palestinian delegation would like to place the blame for these disparities and limitations at Israel's doorstep, they have nothing to do with Israel, and they know it. Israel is a convenient scapegoat, but if the Palestinians truly want to change this troubling situation, they must begin to look inward. And here, ESCWA has a role to play by not giving Palestinians social norms a free pass. In addition, we cannot help but observe that some members of the group that put forward this draft resolution regularly block discussions of gender in other resolutions. We take note of their flexibility on this matter, and we will be seeking similar flexibility on gender issues in other contexts. Madam President, I have not even touched on the second-class status of women and girls in Gaza, who are ruled by the regressive and repressive terrorist organization Hamas. 40% of Palestinian women and girls live under these conditions, which are worse than I described earlier. Finally, it is worth noting that this resolution is the only resolution on the status of women that is not global, but instead is focused on one specific group. By supporting this resolution, members will be sending a message to women in difficult places around the world, women who lack any rights and who suffer from deteriorating situations in terms of education, health, and the most basic protections. The message will be that they do not deserve the attention others receive, as this resolution bluntly ignores them. Their lives and the lives of their daughters will be sacrificed for a political stunt. Colleagues, when you consider this draft, I encourage you to ask yourselves whether its adoption would bring Palestinian women any closer to achieving more respect, safety, and equality within Palestinian society. Or does it instead actually prevent any improvement by deliberately avoiding any discussion of urgent changes needed within Palestinian society and culture? Perhaps by acknowledging the damage of this draft resolution does to the cause of gender equality and the empowerment of Palestinian women, this Council could better serve the future of the Palestinian women and girls. Israel therefore calls for a vote on this draft resolution and will vote against it. We urge those who value the safety, dignity, and equality of Palestinian women to do the same. Thank you.
Doy las gracias a la distinguida
I thank Israel. I now give the floor to the United States.
Thank you again, Madam President. The United States wishes to underscore our long-standing concerns about this resolution, which regularly lead us to vote against it. We remain troubled by this body's insistence on including political elements and one-sided condemnations that detract from the real challenges at hand. This Council needs to refocus its energy toward shared goals, as this resolution is unhelpful to all involved. Politicizing these issues brings into question the impartiality of assistance that so many provide to assist Palestinian women. The United States continues to believe that Israelis and Palestinians alike deserve equal measures of security, prosperity, and freedom, and will keep working toward those goals in tangible ways in the immediate term. We also continue to support a two-state solution and will continue to promote dialogue between Israelis and Palestinians and seek ways to achieve a comprehensive, just, and lasting peace between Israelis and Palestinians. As I've said before, politicized resolutions such as this, however, do nothing to improve the situation. As such, we have no choice but to vote against this resolution. Thank you.
I thank the United States, and I now give the floor to the United Kingdom.
Thank you, Madam President. The United Kingdom is committed to advancing gender equality both domestically and internationally. We support legitimate and proportionate scrutiny of any country, but as with our vote in 2022, we oppose the singling out and disproportionate focus on Israel in this resolution. I thank you, Madam President.
I thank the United Kingdom. I don't see anyone else asking for the floor. The Council will now commence with the process of voting on draft resolution L35 entitled Situation of Assistance to Palestinian Women. In accordance with Rule 63 of the Rules of Procedure of ECOSOC, no representative may interrupt the vote except on a point of order in connection with the actual process of voting. Council members are kindly requested to indicate their votes in favor of draft resolution L35, against, or abstentions.
Voting on draft resolution L35 entitled Situation of and Assistance to Palestinian Women. Will all delegations confirm that their votes are correctly reflected on the screen? The voting has been completed. Please lock the voting machine.
Doy las gracias a la secretaria.
I thank the Secretary. The result of the vote is in favor 37, against 6, abstention 4. Draft resolution L35 is adopted. Does a member of the Council wish to make a statement in explanation of vote after the vote? I've been informed that the representative of the Syrian Arab Republic has asked to make a statement in exercising the right of response in conformity with Article 46 of the Rules of Procedure of the ECOSOC. On this point, I want to remind delegations that the number of interventions in the exercise of the right of response by any delegation at a specific session should be limited to 2 per topic. The first intervention should be limited to 5 minutes, the second to 3 minutes. Having said that, I give the floor to the representative of the Syrian Arab Republic.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. At the outset, we do not accept the use of the word regime when talking about the government of Syrian Arab Republic, and we ask you to do that. We have countered the terrorism over the past 12 years, and we have sacrificed greatly in this connection. We do not accept what has been said by the representative of Israel, the occupying power, in her statement. The history of the Israeli occupation is full of crimes, massacres, and these are documented in different UN resolutions. In conclusion, I would like to say that any attempt to export the internal issues in the occupying power to the other countries will not succeed. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Doy las gracias.
I thank Syria, and I give the floor to the representative of the State of Palestine.
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to seize this opportunity to thank Cuba as chair of the G77 and China for putting forward these resolutions. I want to thank the Global South for their support. I also want to thank all our partners who also provided very wide support to these resolutions. And we believe this is one more signal of the concerns of the international community about the situation of the Palestinian people in the realm as well of the economic and social repercussions, and as concerns Palestinian women. There are no reason that Palestinian women should not also be able to enjoy their rights. That would require the end of the occupation, as we said, which is one of the main sources, if not the main source, of violations of their rights. But also we acknowledge the necessary steps that need to be taken internally and domestically in that regard. And also we acknowledge and recognize the importance of international assistance in that regard. So we thank all those who have provided us with their support today, again, as a testimony of their attachment to these rules and principles, with no exception and no double standards, and also their understanding that the achievement of peace and the achievement of Palestinian human rights and the achievement of the inalienable rights of the Palestinian people require the end of the Israeli occupation. That is a necessary prerequisite. It doesn't mean there are no other problems. We acknowledge the existence of other problems as well, but the necessary prerequisite, as for all nations represented here, was their ability to enjoy their right to self-determination first, and then continue to address any other problems that arise before them. This whole has acknowledged that right, the Charter has acknowledged that right, and that has also economic and social impact and reflection. And we thank all those who have provided their support to these resolutions today. Thank you.
Doy las gracias al
Thank you to the representative of the State of Palestine. I don't see anyone else asking for the floor. The Council has thus concluded its consideration of items 16